Subscribe, like and share. Remember to click the bell please. Watch our playlist again so as to grasp the continuous trend of the market and refresh your mind. Good evening, guten Abend, bonsoir, buenas noches to investors in North and South America. 我係國際 investor, 안녕하세요, 各位早晨. Good morning to investors in Asia. Buonanotte, buenas noches, good night to investors in Europe and Africa. I'm Daniel Yu speaking from Hong Kong. It's 6th February here and 5th February in Wall Street. This time, I'll talk about 4 main points. Number 1, weapons used in Ukraine. Number 2, stars in February sky. Number 3, turning point of the market. Number 4, stock recommendations. After the withdrawal motion of Mars and Occultation in January, both Ukraine and Russia said they are preparing for a grand duel after winter. This time, I'll talk about the weapons of Ukraine, and next week we'll talk about weapons of Russia. This is the chart showing the weapons donated to Ukraine last year. The total amount is around $20 billion. The US accounted for most of it. This is a list of the top 10 best weapons in Ukraine. On top of the list is the Su-27 flanker fighter. It's the best fighter plane of Ukraine, designed to combat against the F-16 of America. That is why Joe Biden supplied the F-16 to Ukraine. The House also approved a bill of $100 million to train the pilots to use the F-16. But how long does it take? First of all, trainees have to spend 6 months on the T-6 trainer propeller plane. This is a training for all fighter planes. Then switch to the T-38 jet flight plane trainer for 7 months and another 2 months with the T-38. That means trainees have to spend 1.5 years before they can sit in the cockpit of an F-16. But for experienced Ukraine pilots can shorten the period of T-38 and T-38, but still need to spend 8 months memorizing all buttons of the cockpit of F-16, and then spend another 8 months on simulation system and trainer planes, and then solo flight. Altogether, it needs 2 years for experienced pilots, and non-experienced pilots need 3.5 years. But it is just for general operation only. For combat action, there's another training in different levels, like air-to-air and air-to-surface, including ground and sea. Thus, it may take 2 different groups of pilots in order to accelerate it. The training of a pilot normally is more expensive than the building of such a plane. Lo and behold, it has not yet been finished. As for maintenance, Ukraine used to get supply from the Soviet Union and no experience and for parts of US and NATO planes. So they still need to train a group of engineers and maintainers for several years. That's why Boris Johnson said not practical to supply fighter jets to Ukraine. So when Ukraine fighters can be in the sky for combat with F-16, it may be several years later, and nuclear war might have already broken and finished unless they employ foreign pilots. But it also gives a lesson to the US, AUKUS, and Asian NATO to prepare well to train pilots in Taiwan before it is too late. F-16 is not enough to fight against the J-20 of China. They must use F-35 in order to rule the sky, and the training period is surely longer than F-16. On number 2 of the list is the Thunder II tactical ballistic list. But some military commentators said the Iron Dome system is more practical for Ukraine, for it has been proved successful in the war of Israel and Syria. For tanks, please refer to video 60 at 2023-0130. Modern war depends on air supremacy. If the F-16 of Ukraine can fly up to the sky soon, it is surely beneficial to them. When coping with the Leopard 2 of Germany, Netherlands, Canada and Finland, and the M1 Abrams, and Ukraine surely will be in a favorable condition. Even if Russia can get weapons from Iran and North Korea, it is no use at all but putting in White Sea to visit Moscow. And if China supports Russia, the war will be prolonged. As for financial astrology, there's a conjunction of the Moon and Jupiter in February. Do you know the function of the Moon besides illuminating the night sky? In the universe, it has another function of protecting the Earth from the crash of meteorites. It serves as a guidance for Earth to use its gravity to attract meteorites to crash into the Moon, so that you can see there are so many craters on the surface of the Moon. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system and serves as the outer guard, and the Moon is the inner guard. So what would happen when Jupiter is in conjunction with the Moon, but Mars occultation is over? Peace talk in the United Nations will be unsuccessful, as said before. War will resume, but no nuclear war. Fierce fighting will occur, but scale is still limited until summer comes. Of course, the angle and date of conjunction orbit will also have significance. So for market outlook, after the three spirits knocking at the door, they all increase interest rate according to market expectations. Three major central banks all agree inflation is controlled, but still need to have a rate hike for a certain period. Anyway, some people are afraid of a recession. However, on Friday, the non-farm payroll reported good news of a sharp rise to 570K and unemployment lower to 3.4%. What's the concept of 3.4%? It is the lowest since the landing of the Moon in July of 1969. We can see from the monthly rate of 1969, from January to May are all 3.4%. And another 5 months are 3.5% of the year. So there's no worry of recession. But some people are worried that cost pull inflation to reignite. Also a worry of fighting in Ukraine may be prolonged. So it is near the anniversary of the Russian-Ukraine conflict. Today it is the 348th day of the fighting. In the US Stock Express, there's a special topic on space race and how it affects the war and market. Today is the 19th day of that series of topics. We also have a Telegram group where Professor Vitali will release the latest news both in English and Russian. We also have a seminar in Almaty of Kazakhstan, and we'll have comprehensive training and person-to-person psychological analysis for each single investor. Please enter this website for details. Market is in position of changing from stage 3 of bear market to stage 1 of bull market. It is simple and clear when we view the 1-year chart of S&P. It is majorly in red, but some energy, medical, and military stocks are in green. For aggressive buyers can choose from them, but conservative buyers better follow the 3 major indices. For NASDAQ, it just popped up above the 250 SMA, so find some components that have the same pattern. Passing or going to pass the year line, S&P is in a position stronger than NASDAQ, and can also use the 250 SMA as a guideline. Now it is near the level of February 24, 2022, where the fighting started. The opening price of last year was 4155, and the closing price of yesterday was 4136, quite near indeed. In June and August, it really did go up to that level, and this time we have to see the meeting of Putin and Xi. Dow Jones is the strongest and is to go up to the level of 34393.12, which is bull market watershed, but it still needs to have confirmation. So the start of spring had already come at 10:47 a.m. on February 4th, Beijing time. Please be noted that Beijing time is not the time using in Beijing. The city of Beijing lies in the longitude of 116.39 east. It is using the longitude of 120 east, which is zone 8 of Greenwich as Beijing time. Actually, it's the time of Ursa city. So when the time signal says it is 8 a.m. Beijing time, the actual time of meridian line of Tiananmen Square is just 7:46 a.m. and the 8 a.m. is in city of Ursa. In the case of financial astrology, the calculation is not the same. Before that, it was only the prelude of rapid year. Now we officially enter into rapid year. Stock recommendation basically the same as previous weeks. For semiconductor stocks, keep an eye on AMD, AMAT, NVDA, ASML, and DSM. They are promising and keep ranging up with NASDAQ upward. For traveling stocks, still are AXP and V. For airline stocks, DAL, AAL, and BA. The boom will still continue. However, some stocks have to wait, like KO, PEP, MCD should wait until they go down under the 250 SMA as in the height above. However, DIS can buy now and no need to wait. For movement of the stars, mind that 23rd February, the moon is in conjunction with Jupiter and Venus, and 28th Mars in conjunction with the moon. We'll keep this updated in the coming weekly comments and in US Stock Express. So subscribe, share, and like, please. Sayonara, auf Wiedersehen, adieu, bye bye. See you next week.